So from the beginning of my career, I wanted to represent kids with disabilities and their families. And I was really lucky that when I went to law school, I engaged in a clinic that I learned disability rights law and how to incorporate it into the practice of law and into teaching. So since I just noticed today is my 25th year of teaching. And so it's also my 25th year of practice. And I think I have the best job ever because I get to combine both teaching young students how to be quality lawyers, but also to represent the folks that I always wanted to represent, people who can't afford representation, but definitely need it in all areas of disability law. I currently am a professor of law, and I teach in the health law clinic. So for that position, I work with third-year law students who get to practice law before they leave law school under our supervision. Of course, the hope is that we'll give them skill sets through their 3 years that will make them want to give back into the community and have an easy way in, not have to struggle to find a way. So I think pro bono work is an interesting take. I would say that it's the reason that we're allowed to do the work that we do while they're law students is that we represent folks that couldn't afford representation otherwise. But of course, the hope is that we'll give them skill sets through their 3 years that will make them want to give back into the community and have an easy way in, not have to struggle to find a way. So I'm also the Associate Dean for Experiential Education. And in that position, I oversee our 1L client experience. And so we take first-year law students in their first and second semesters of law school out into the community to do brief advice clinics alongside practicing lawyers. Experiential education is the marrying, right, of doctrinal and practice, and the hope is that we can build upon the foundations that students learn in the classroom with a majority of our faculty here. But as a student, I needed to know what the practical implication was of what I was learning in order to make it really resonate in my head. Why am I doing this? Why am I in this classroom? Where are the people? And experiential education does that. So it's about skill development from client counseling, interviewing, negotiation, alternative dispute resolution, how to meet a client, make them comfortable, create a trust experience, and then take them all the way through to their final hearing or court trial. There's something for everyone. You just have to find the sweet spot. And so, yes, of course, we'd love for them to want to do pro bono work in an area that they've touched while they're here, but also just to know that there's need in every facet of the legal sphere and to find what works for them. Those are the places where we see the inroads. One being a trusted source because the community knows we exist and that they can get high quality representation here from people who actually care about what's going on in their lives, not just the legal issue that they're bringing in the door. And that we network them to resources in the community. So we can't do everything. That is not possible here at the law school or in any practice, right? So the best thing we can do is know what our resources are in the community and work well with them. Our faculty as a whole, I think, has such longevity. And the reason is because it's a really supportive place to be. And hard to think of wanting to go anywhere else once you get here. The Society of Benchers is a fantastic recognition for folks who have gone to our law school who have then gone out into practice and made an impact, not just a name for themselves, but an impact in the area of law that they've chosen as their profession. And as a faculty member, to be included in that is always a high praise and high honor because it means that we've been recognized for our legal skills and abilities on top of being faculty. I have worked in a law school setting my whole career, so it's a hard thing to balance both being in an academic setting and also being a practitioner. So to be honored in a way that recognizes being a part of the legal profession. It's important. I'm a fabulous teacher. I will brag about myself all day long. I love working one-on-one with students, figuring out what it's going to take to get them to be able to pick up the phone and call a client or stand up in front of a judge and not shake the whole time they're talking, right? Like, I love the marriage between getting them out into practice and the teaching component and recognizing everybody's unique talents. But in doing that, and in the way that I've practiced, I've been second chair for 25 years, not first chair. I'm not trying to make a name for myself. I'm trying to help people become the best lawyers they can be once they leave here, right? And give them a foundation. And so to be recognized as a part of the legal profession, the practicing profession, that's huge for me because I've been practicing for 25 years. But to get the recognition in that way, is not one that I'm looking for or two that I'm used to, because day to day my job is here on the ground floor of the law school, working hand in hand with students, getting them ready to be recognized in this way. I don't seek those kinds of recognition points. My recognition is our students doing fantastic work in the community, whatever community they move to.